The Galactic Council's chamber fell silent as the human delegation entered. There were only 3 of them, 2 males and 1 female. Yet their presence commanded attention beyond their numbers. The aliens who comprised the assembly stared in disbelief. Some retreated backward, tentacles and appendages trembling. Others activated protective barriers around their environmental suits. "Are the containment protocols active?" whispered Delegate Vox of the methane-breathing mist collective to a nearby security officer. "Triple-checked, sir," the officer replied, not taking his compound eyes off the humans. "Though I'm not sure they would help if things go wrong." The humans walked calmly to the center of the chamber, seemingly unaware of the panic they were causing. They wore simple diplomatic attire, not the sealed environmental suits many had expected. Captain Tom Miller led the group, flanked by Science Officer Abby Reed and Communications Specialist Marcus Wright. High Counselor Telex, a 6-limbed being with crystalline skin, recovered first. "We welcome Earth's representatives to the Interstellar Assembly," he announced, voice wavering slightly despite the translation matrix. "Though we must admit your direct appearance here is unexpected." Tom stepped forward. "We appreciate the invitation after decades of observation. We're honored to finally join the galactic community." A murmur rippled through the chamber. The Praxian representative, a semi-gaseous entity, pulsed with anxiety. "You come from a Class 13 Dith world. How are you standing here without protection? Your planet has extreme gravity, toxic oxygen atmosphere, lethal radiation levels, catastrophic weather, and aggressive megafauna." Abby smiled. "Those conditions shaped us. They're home." The assembly erupted in chatter. Delegate Noor from the Silicon-based Lithian Confederation spoke over the chaos. "Our records indicate your species routinely survives conditions that would obliterate most sentient life. You endure temperature variations of over 100 degrees. Your bodies contain corrosive acids. You breathe oxidizers that would incinerate our atmospheric processors." Marcus nodded politely. "We brought documentation about human physiology, if you're interested." "Documentation?" The Vexel ambassador's translucent skin flushed bright orange with alarm. "Your delegation was scanned entering this facility. You carry deadly microorganisms throughout your bodies, trillions of them in symbiotic relationships." "Our microbiome," Tom explained calmly. "We've developed decontamination protocols to ensure none are harmful to non-Earth life." The Zutarian delegate, a collective of interconnected nodes, vibrated in what might have been disbelief. "Your species voluntarily consumes neurotoxins for pleasure. You deliberately expose yourselves to radiation to alter skin pigmentation. You participate in activities with high probabilities of physical trauma for entertainment." "I believe you're referring to caffeine, sunbathing, and sports," Abby replied, unable to hide her amusement. High Counselor Telex raised his upper limbs for order. "What truly concerns the Assembly is your psychological profile. Humans display contradictory traits: extreme cooperation alongside aggressive competition, emotional decision-making despite analytical capabilities, and persistent optimism despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary." Tom stepped forward. "Those aren't contradictions. They're adaptations. Earth doesn't allow specialization in a single survival strategy." "Exactly our concern," buzzed the insectoid representative. "Your adaptability is unprecedented. You've transformed your Deef world into a civilization in a mere 12,000 years. Most species require millions to achieve spaceflight. We're impatient," Marcus admitted with a shrug. The chamber fell silent again. Finally, a luminous being floated forward. Elder Lon, oldest member of the Assembly. "I've studied humanity since your first radio signals." Elder Lon's voice resonated directly in their minds. "Your species embraces chaos rather than fears it. When threatened, you become more determined. When presented with impossibility, you see opportunity. You call this hope. It is perhaps the most dangerous force in the universe." The human delegation exchanged glances. "Yet," continued Elder Lon, "you display remarkable restraint for creatures evolved in such hostility. You develop technologies to preserve life rather than merely to dominate. You extend compassion beyond your own kind. These qualities are unexpected." Tom smiled. "We learned early that cooperation improves survival odds. even on a death world. High Counselor Telex's crystalline form glinted as he moved closer. The Assembly must decide whether to confirm Earth's membership. Some fear your inherent capabilities present existential risks to galactic stability, while others, interjected Elder Lon, believe humanity offers precisely what our stagnating civilization requires: adaptability, resilience, and unconventional thinking. Abby stepped forward. We don't ask you to ignore your concerns. Earth's history isn't perfect. We've made terrible mistakes, but we've also overcome tremendous challenges precisely because of our deaf world origins. Perhaps, Marcus added, what makes humans dangerous is exactly what makes us valuable as allies. The Assembly chamber hummed with discussion. Eventually, High Counselor Telex raised all 6 limbs for attention. The Interstellar Assembly acknowledges Earth's petition. While your inclusion represents unprecedented challenges, we recognize unprecedented potential. The humans will be granted provisional membership, subject to ongoing evaluation. The delegation nodded in acceptance. As the humans left the chamber, Elder Lon drifted alongside them. You understand, the ancient being communicated. Many still fear you. Tom smiled. That's okay. Fear is a reasonable response to the unknown. We're used to being afraid. It's part of being human. The difference is, we don't let it stop us. Elder Lon's luminescence pulse, and that, Captain Miller, is precisely what terrifies them.